Hello my loves, it's Knowledge Butterfly. Shooting my second video of the day. What is destiny? A lot of people started naming their daughters Destiny. However, I did pull up a definition online and I'm going to read that off. So it says that the particular state of a person or thing in the future considered as resulting from earlier events. Oh, my papers. Hold on. Destiny is the force that some people think controls what happens in the future and which cannot be influenced by people. So, what is force? Force is energy, is how I see it. And in physics, force is something that causes a change in the motion of an object. Okay? Can destiny be changed? I think destiny is determined by our actions or inactions in our life. So your action is the process of doing something, typically to achieve an aim. However, our inactions is failure to do anything that might provide a solution to a problem. So your action is you actually doing something, whether people see it as good or bad, that is contributing to what you're destined. It's like cause and effect. Actually, it is, destiny is cause and effect. In my opinion, whatever you're doing in your life right now is determining what your destiny is, what you're going to achieve in this lifetime, and how far you're going to go. Not necessarily saying that if you don't continue to do the whole 9-to-5 route and working someone else's job and living the nuclear family lifestyle or whatever, that you won't be destined to have the house and things, because you're putting actions toward that. So of course, if you're putting those physical actions toward something, you're going to eventually achieve. The effect is you're going to achieve some of the things that you want out of life. However, will you achieve happiness and peace out of that, or will you still feel like your life is mundane, or it's just routine and it's boring, and then you look for other vices, you look for other things to cope with that life that you say you wanted, but the way you went about achieving that result caused for you not to be happy with it? Or do you choose a different path? Because I look at destiny as we can either go left or right, and if we go to the left, we are doing things excuse me guys, because I started losing my train of thoughts because big mosquitoes keep flying around me. I'm still at the same park, and where I'm sitting is really I'm more in solitude because most of the people are over where the swings and things are, and since I'm recording my videos, I wanted to make sure that I don't have to speak too loud or to drown out the noise. So, but anywho's, you have two paths. You have a left path and you have a right path. If you go to the left, you are basically doing what everybody else is doing to survive and to live in the society that we live in, which is do your 9-to-5s, or go to college, or whatever you do, work 2-3 jobs, whatever you're doing to basically have the things that you say that you want out of life, that you say that you need out of life. You get married and you have, or not, or you just have the children. Either way, you're providing for and taking care of your children in a physical sense. You don't really have time for them because you guys both get up early in the AM, and you both go out and do your work. Children work, going to school, your work actually going to a job, clocking in for money. The children going to school because it's training them to go to get up and go to work, to clock in for money, okay? And to have a Monday through Friday, which nowadays most people don't even have that, because my last job be working 6 and 7 days because you'd be on the laptop at home just punching away at numbers. So not really having time to pay attention, your children trying to show you something, and you're like, oh, okay, all right. So that's that left path where you're not really being able to have that personable relationship with your family because work has taken over, or consumed your life because you're focused on the things outside of yourself and not what's inside of yourself. Or you go to the right path, which is a more spiritual balance, so that you learn to have a balance between spirit, mind, and body, and know that you are not just this body. And a lot of times I remind myself, not a lot of times, you'll hear in the videos a lot of times I'll say, I'm a spiritual being on a human experience. Thank you, Universal Frequencies, for that, because it's a great way to put it. And it is to not disassociate yourself away from the body, because we are in this vehicle and there's nothing wrong with the vehicle. The reason why I personally make sure that I, meditate on those things and that I'm working more on the inside of myself versus the outside is because I have the understanding that, I have the understanding now that what I'm doing on the inside is also impacting my outside, which is this vehicle, which is my outside surroundings. All the work that I'm doing on the inside is to benefit my outside. It is to grow my outside. So I don't need to focus on the outside like I did. And I spent, 38 years, almost 38 years, focused on the outside. And what did that get me? It got me almost what I thought was a mental breakdown. You know what I'm saying? So it got me being a habitual drinker. It got me being in abusive relationships. It got me being in unfulfilling jobs. It got me into a people pleaser type of mentality. So in order to change that, I decided to choose the right path, because the right path, or the righteous path, which is really just me focusing on developing something that's already been inside of me. However, I had neglected for so long, because in school that's not what they focus on. They don't teach you the art of meditation and why it's beneficial for your mind, body, and soul. They don't teach you how coming out in nature and just sitting out here in nature, how it brings you closer to your higher self and to source. So in choosing that path, I know that I've now changed my destiny. So going to the left, I was destined for to die. I'm gonna be honest, to die at an early age, because habitually drinking and stressing and all those things. I see people on Facebook and things who are young, in their 40s, that is still young, and they have cancer, or in their 30s and they're having strokes. One of my cousins had a stroke, and he's younger than me. I'll be 40 this year. He's gotta be 34 or something like that, 33, 34, and he had a heart attack or a stroke. That is crazy. That is really, really crazy. So it is in my opinion, it is definitely cause and effect. So if you continue to do the same thing, if you continue the same actions or inactions in a particular area in your life, you are writing that page, or writing your destiny. You're writing your story, whether you are actively doing it like I am now, because now when I get up, I'm excited for what is my new adventure. Who are the people I'm gonna meet, because I meet different people every day. I meet different animals and children and adults, where I used to hate people. Used to be oh my, I do not want to see people, I don't want to be around people. I had this whole negative, I hate the word negative. I had this whole negative outlook on life and people as a whole, and it was really bleak. You know what I'm saying? It was really, really bleak. As far as now, when I decided to choose a different path, which was more of a spiritual path, now I have a love for people, and I have a better understanding of people, because I've been there. I've been to where the majority of people are now, which is living that life on the left path, and getting now that life is so much more than that left path or that left brain thinking. Now that I'm on the right path or the right brain thinking, I know that I have written a different story for myself. And so once we get that everything has a cause and effect, and the choices that we make, those actions that we're making in our lives, or voluntary, or whether they're voluntary or involuntary, is playing a part in our movie script. I just now choose to write my own movie script versus thinking that life is happening to me versus me making my life happen versus me being the writer, producer, director, and star on my own freaking movie. You see what I'm saying? That's the difference. A lot of people are either in the passenger seat or the back seat to their own lives, to their own movie scripts. So you're letting someone else drive that vehicle for you. I chose to now say I'm the driver of it. I might not possess a personal vehicle at this very moment. However, this vehicle, I'm driving this. I'm driving this vehicle now, and that's what matters. I decided one day that my life, in order for me to be happy, I had to take control of it. And in doing that, that's why I am able to have these different adventures every day and meet different people every day. And now I'm about to go into a new situation, which is I'm really excited about. However, I'm doing my best not to focus on the future because that is Wednesday. And today is Sunday. So today's Sunday, I'm recording some YouTube videos. All right. Let me see, because I did write some of this down. And even though I wrote it down, I remembered it, so I didn't really need the paper. However, that's just how we become conditioned to thinking we have to write things down. And that's basically, to me, sometimes you're telling yourself that your memory is not, your recall memory is not good. My recall memory is excellent. And once I got out of that whole left brain thinking, it got even better. Like I pretty much said everything without even really looking at this paper. I'm just gonna look over it real quick and make sure I didn't miss any points that I wanted to hit. I'll talk about the two paths or the two roads, and you just have to choose. And whichever road you choose, that determines your outcome, which basically determines your destiny. Because outcome is the result or effect of an action, situation, or event. Okay? So again, that also goes back to the cause and effect. Your outcome or your destiny is determined by the choices that you're making today. So if you choose to continue on the path of something that's not making you happy, then your destiny is set for that particular path, for that particular route that you chose to take. And each day that you get up is a new moment for you to make your life what you want to make it, and to honestly see this life and all the people and the animals and the beings around it as something that is helping you versus harming you, helping you become the being that you want to be, who you want to be in this life, what makes you happy in this life. And once you start thinking that way, change your thought pattern instead of focusing on all the things you feel like you do not have. Because when you have that type of mentality, the universe hears you. Like, okay, check, got it. So you get whatever you think, because all is mind. It's the law of attraction. And so when you think that you need this 9-to-5 job to survive, or you think that you need this car, this outside vehicle, to put this vehicle in to get around, you start to create a sense of lack. Thank you, universal frequencies. A sense of lack in your life. Like you're saying to the universe that you are in need of something, that you feel you do not have everything you need inside of you. When you know you have everything you need inside of you, all of those outside things are just going to come to you. You know what I'm saying? You're attracting that, and then you're attracting it in a way where you're not feeling like you are what's the best word for it? You are having to work so physically hard to get it. You are having to work so much outside of yourself to attain those things, to achieve those things. I know that I have everything that I need, and because I know that everything that I want it's only a matter of time before it is manifested in this physical existence. That once I started changing the way that I saw things, which is the way I visualize things, because I've always been the type of person to paint a picture in my head. And so I would paint a picture about a relationship, like a guy who hurt me. I would paint a picture of, oh, he's gonna regret that or whatever. And and yeah, he did. And that's because I always knew my worth and what I put into things on the physical sense. However, now I totally get my worth in what I put into this mind. It's always mind over matter. And if you want your destiny to be great and prosperous and abundant and full of happiness, because abundance, I mean not just money, I mean happiness, I mean health, I mean living the best life that you could live on this human experience. You have to start with what's causing for your life in this very moment not to be what you want. And even though talking about destiny is talking about the future, and it's not good, the word good or bad, English language, you should, we'll stick with, it's not beneficial for you to focus on what happened in the past or what's going to happen in the future. It's beneficial for you to work on what now, like what you're doing in the now, the very present, living in the present moment and the present existence. I just wanted to speak on how you can alter your destiny based upon the path that you choose and your mindset. So I know that this, because this came to me today, so I knew I needed to speak on it. I know that this was a beneficial topic for me to talk on and speak on, because it's something that I needed to remind myself of. Because every now and then it's like the reminders in your phone remind you to pick up your, dry cleaning, or reminder that today you have an appointment. This is just a reminder to my, higher self that we got this on lock. Like, we got this on lock. And as long as my cause, the causes, the things that I'm doing, the choices and actions that I'm making in this very moment are what's righteous for me, my destiny is truly beautiful and blissful, and all those things that I've always wanted. Like, I can see it and it makes me smile. However, this very moment makes me smile too, because I'm doing something that I need to do, which is beneficial for my higher being and my higher self and my cells, and also beneficial for my vibe tribe as well. So I thank you guys for your love, for your support. Check out my Instagram Knowledge Butterfly page, because I'm going to post some pictures of this beautiful park that I'm at. It's really, really nice. There's some beautiful homes around it, so I get to see my future, my destiny, and it's nature. You can hear like the sounds right now, because everything is music. I'm gonna do a video on that too, how we're music and everything is music, and you have to be in harmony with the things that you want as well in order to attract it. So that'll be another video. Thank you guys again for your support. Knowledge Butterfly, much love and peace, y'all. Later.